Hi guys, welcome and welcome back again to my channel. My name is Grace, and on this channel we create a lot of sewing related videos, from sewing vlogs to sew along videos which go along with my sewing patterns I sell on my website. So now today's video is actually a sew along video for a skirt pattern that I released like last year, and I'm just getting around to making the sew along video for you. And I also updated it, so the sewing instruction is also going to be updated as well. All right, so if this is something you're interested in, then please stay and watch. So the skirts we're going to be making today is called the Mila Skirt. So now the Mila Skirt is a mini skirt with a slit on the side. So now the cool thing about the skirt is that you can decide to make one slit on one side, two slits, or no slit at all. And it is perfect for all year round, be it summer where you can wear it in the cool breeze and stuff, or winter where you can layer it up. Okay, so if this is something that is interesting to you, then please stay and watch. And for this, it's quite beginner friendly. The only somewhat complicated stuff would be sewing the zip, and honestly I've made it so easy here that sewing the zip is not going to be an issue for you if you follow along with this sew along. So I really hope you like this video, and I can't wait to see how you create yours. Please tag me whenever you create yours on my social media, which is BG Dressmaking Patterns. And without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Hi guys, so welcome and welcome back again to my channel. So let's just start off with the dress skirt. So we're going to take this. So the skirt has a few pieces. The skirt has the belt, the waistband. So for the waistband, you're going to need two pieces. You're going to need your facing, and you're going to need the main fabric. You could decide to cut the facing and the main fabric using the same fabric. However, I didn't have enough fabric to make the two, and plus I didn't want it to be too bulky. Saying you're going to want to interface the facing, but for the main one you're just going to leave it as is. So that's the waistband, your side front piece. So you're going to cut two pieces of this. You have your center front piece. You're going to cut one of this, unfold, and when you do that, you're going to want to make sure you clip a notch at the center here to make sure that you find the center of the front skirt piece. So going to have your back piece. So for the back piece, you're going to need to create your dart. So I already put the pin here to mark where the dart is going to stop at. The dart point is going to stop at here, just to make it easy. And also I would also recommend you transfer the notches. However, before I go ahead to transfer my notches, I'm going to want to serge the edges. I don't think this fabric frees, but I just think it's going to be neater to serge the edges. Before I take this out, especially for the back, I'm going to want to mark where the dart point is going to be at. I'm going to mark this too. Just makes it easier for me. So now that that has been marked, I'm just going to take this ruler and I'm going to trace the dart. Done that, let me go ahead to serge all this and I'll be right back. So now that I've gone to serge the whole thing, I've gone ahead to transfer the notches I need to transfer on the side. So that's the hip notch as well as the hem notch. So this is for the back. So now let's keep the pattern piece aside, because now it's time for us to create our darts. To create our darts by first doing this. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to go ahead to sew from here all the way to the end here, create our darts, and I'll repeat the same step to this fabric, and we'll be right back. Okay, now for the side front piece, I'm going to transfer the notches as well. So I'm going to transfer the one for the hip here. Then I'm also going to transfer the side slit notch. Now for the center front, I'm going to repeat the same step. I'm going to first of all transfer the notch, especially the side slit notch. The hem notch is not as important. The side slit notch is the most important. Okay, now that that has been transferred, it's now time for you to decide where you want your slits to be. Do you want it to be on the right side or the left side? So now wherever you choose your slits to be will solely depend on you. I personally like my slits on the right side, so I'm going to make my slit on the right side. So this place right here is going to be the right side of my skirt. So my slit is going to be on the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my front pieces, make sure that the slit notches align, then I pin. Then I also pin the rest down in place. Now I'm going to repeat the same step to this side. However, for this side, because I don't want a slit there, I'm going to pin all the way from here to this side. But first of all, I'm going to make sure I align the slit notch first. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew from here to create my slit on the right side of my skirt, then sew from the waist to the hem on the left side of the skirt to close that side up. Here I'm going to fold the fabric inwards by 1/2 inch. I'm basically eyeballing it. Yeah, it should be about 1/2 inch, and I'm going to press. Now for the back, I'm going to press this towards the side seam. Okay, so this is the front piece and that is what it looks like, and we have the back pieces like so, right? So now we're going to want to join the side seams together. So we're going to have right sides facing and we're going to pin that down in place. Now that I've pinned them down, I'm just going to sew using a 1/2 inch seam allowance and I'll be right back. So now that I've gone ahead to press everything neatly, so this is what I have for the main skirt piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to attach this waistband to the main skirt piece. I'm going to flip this. You need to make sure that when facing upwards, when the right sides of the fabrics are facing upward, the waistband is curved. As you can see, it should be curved like this. If it looks anything like this, then it's not placed correctly. Now, placing it like this, the right side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right sides together and I'm going to find the center first. Then I pin it at the center front. Once that's pinned, I'm going to pin this end as well. Then from there, I can then pin the remaining down in place. So now that I've pinned everything down in place, this is what I have. So I'm going to sew from here all the way to here, and I'm going to also serge it afterwards. Then I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to fuse an interface into the backside of the waistband facing. Okay, so now that I have fused this, I'm just going to keep this aside because we do not need this right now. We're going to need it after we insert the zip to the skirt. Okay, so now we want to insert the zip to the center back of the dress. So I'm going to start up with one side first, and I'm going to open this up first. And first of all, I want to determine where I want the zip to stop at. So I think I want the zip to stop around my hip area. So basically from the top here, I'm going to go down by 9.5, and I'm just going to mark that there. And I'm also going to do the same thing to the other side. Go down by 9.5 inch and mark. To also make it better, I'm going to just pin there as well. It makes it easier for me to know. So now that that is done, let us focus on one side of the skirt first. So now for this side, I'm going to have, you would want to make sure you have the right side of the zip and the right side of the fabric facing each other. And I'm going to want to open this up first, like so. And I'm going to place right sides facing each other. Then I'm going to pin that down. So we're going to start from here and sew all the way to where the pin is at, or where you marked the zip to stop at. Then I'll be right back. So now that this side has been sewn up, we're going to close the zip and we're going to mark where to transfer this to the next side. So we're going to mark two places. Now the first one is going to be where the waistband meets the remaining of the skirt. So that's the line there. We're going to mark that. Now the second one is going to be where the zip stops at. We're going to mark that as well. All right, so now that that is marked, we can then go ahead to unzip this. We move this like so to meet this side. Now those marked places, we're going to place the second one, the bottom one, to where the zip mark is at. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to pin. Then the one at the top right here is going to align with the waist seam. Okay, first of all, I'm going to try to see if I can zip this up first before I go to the sewing machine, because I don't want to have to make any mistake. I need to be sure that everything aligns well before I sew this down in place, and it seems like everything does align well. Okay, everything aligns well, so now I can unzip this again, but I have to do that carefully. Now that I have unzipped that, I'm going to go ahead to then sew this one off in place, and I'll be right back. All right, so now that that has been sewn, we'll just first of all zip this up. Now that we've zipped this up, this is what we have. So now we want to make sure we close up the space at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to turn this wrong sides out. I'm going to open this up again, and I'm going to pin the waist seam first, because I want this to be well evened out when I sew it. Pin that down in place. Now the rest can be pinned down in place. Okay, so now from here, I'm going to start pinning. So now I'm going to sew from where the zip stitch stops to the hem of the skirt. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna head to sew from here to here. So now I'm just going to zip this up again and turn this right sides out, and this is where you should have a really neat look here. Okay, so now it's time for me to just press this down. So now that this is sewn, it's time for us to attach the waistband facing to the waistband itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to unzip this first, then we're going to find the center of the waistband and the center of the waistband facing, have your right sides facing each other, and we're going to pin that down. Okay, so now that everything has been pinned down, this is what I'll have. So I'm going to sew from here all the way here using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and after which I'm going to go ahead to understitch the seam allowance to the waistband facing. Okay, now when I am done with that, I am then going to sew the sides up here. But before I do that, so there are three options you could do. You could leave this place as is, but I would recommend you serge it if your waistband facing freeze, or you could put a binding around it or you could fold it inwards by 1/2 inch and press. Okay, so that there are 3 ways you could do that. However, I think I'm just going to just serge it, and you'll be able to see because I'm going to use a white thread to serge, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Then I am going to sew the sides here, then I'll be right back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this like this, having right sides facing, and I'm going to sew. So now that I've gone ahead to sew this up, this is what you should have when you sew it up. So now I'm just going to flip this like so and turn it right sides out. Okay, and I'm going to repeat the same step to this side. Okay, now that that is done, I want to zip it up first and be sure I like the way it looks. Then I'm going to go ahead to press. Okay, so now that I've gone ahead to press this, it's time for me to pin from the outside, so from the right side, because we're going to stitch in the ditch, basically stitch along the seam line connecting the waistband to the skirt piece. Okay, and for me it just makes more sense when I pin from the outside than from the inside. So however, you can do whatever works for you. So I'm going to pin now. Okay, now that everything has been pinned, I'm going to then go ahead to stitch in the ditch, or top stitch very close to the edge of where the seam for the waistband and the skirt meets, and I'm going to do that all around. And now for the hem of the skirts, what we're going to do is we're going to want to mark. I need to turn this wrong sides out first of all. Remember that for the slit, you've already folded it inwards by 1/2 inch and press that down. So now from the hem, I'm going to mark 3 inches upwards. Okay, now that that has been marked, we're going to then fold the skirt, the hem of the skirt rather, upwards to the mark points, like so. And we're going to pin. Okay, so now that everything has been pinned down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew like this, go all the way around, come back to the slit, sew upwards across here a few times, then sew back down. Okay, and your skirt piece is done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you've come to the end of the video, thank you so much. And if you're interested in getting this pattern, the link is always in the description box, so you can check that out and get it as well. And I can't wait to see what you make with yours. And feel free to tag me on BG Dressmaking Patterns. And until next time, bye.
I used to get so insecure with you, it's different. Yeah, just something about you makes me so sure. Don't know what it is, but you make me wanna stay. Take a leap of faith. I know that you're safe, I know that you're safe. You'll be my parachute, baby, know you'll catch me whenever I fall. It's like my laces untied, got me tripping right into your arms. Headed straight down